Hey, what's up, everybody? Your boy JC. Everyday Thoughts is in the building. Everybody gather around. Hope everybody's having a good and blessed day. Tonight's topic is should you shack up before marriage? Special guest with me tonight, Miss Andrea Smith. So everybody gather around. Go you got in the building tonight. What's going on, Hannah Matthews, Regina? What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? Andrea.
Hey,
Hey.
hey, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. How you doing today?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. Blessed and highly favored. What's going on with you?
Hmm, Nothing, just chilling. Come on, boobies. Come on, boobies.
All right. So today's topic is should you check up before marriage? You said you have some strong opinions about this. What's your take on it?
Um, okay, so you were saying as far as should man and woman a couple live together first
Yeah.
before they formally get married?
Yeah.
Um, I am of the opinion, yes. I'm of the opinion that when a couple is dating and they living in two separate living environments, it is an absolute mandatory necessary thing that they live together under the same roof before they officially tie the knot, because it's the only way they're going to know basically each other's living style, their bathroom habits, their cleanliness habits, um they're paying their bills, um just basically how they live their lives, because it's completely different when you go and you see each other visiting each other in your prospective homes versus if you're under one joint roof. And if you've been dating for however many years, you could have been dating 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Once you start living together, you start seeing a lot of stuff you did not know existed until the both of y'all is under that same roof. And that might be the deciding factor whether or not you continue on with that relationship and you actually marry that person.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree with you on that. You got a lot of people that's kind of on the fence about that because they feel like y'all living together. A lot of times, y'all get so you comfortable with each other that y'all don't, plan on getting married, etc. Especially they're really into the Bible. They're like, in the Bible, they could call for y'all to fornicate. Y'all sit out there and have sex, without being married. And sometimes you do have kids. You have a whole bunch of kids. You're not married, so it all depends on each other's core values. But I think personally, for me, I really think I do need to live with you, but I do don't feel like stringing you along 2 3 years. Like we're gonna move together. Then the goal is to get married. The goal is to be one, be a unit, not just to be playing house for 2 to 3 years.
Exactly. I think that I mean, as a, I don't want to say like an older woman, but I'm in my 40s. If I were to hear um a younger person sit there and tell me that, oh, they dating somebody, they just got engaged, I don't know. I think I would want to say to them, live together just for a little bit. Even if you get engaged and then you live together long enough so you can at least save up money for the wedding or for the house or whatever it is y'all want to do after you get married. At least for that reason alone, you're under a shared household, shared bills, you're saving money, you working towards a common goal or a plan. But coming from my personal experience, I had a situation where I was dating a guy. We got engaged. I was with him for the better part of 2 years. The last year that we lived together, I started seeing so much in his personality that just did not gel well with me. I saw so much stuff that I didn't see when we were going back to our separate homes. Like when you go out and you date with somebody, or even if they come to your house or you theirs, it's still that guest mentality. People are still on like their best behavior because they figure like, okay, I'm at your house, you're at mine, whatever. I'm gonna clean up after myself because this is your house. Oh, I'm gonna be quiet because we're at your house. Oh, I'm gonna do this because we're at your house or whatever. But when people are living in their house, they coming home to their house, people will sit there and kick off the shoes, leave clothes all over the living room, bring dishes in the bedroom. Because that's what they do at their house. That's what they do at their house. So they have a different standard set of rules if it's a household they paying for. It's their own house. They do what they want. I don't have to do anything special here because this is my house. And it's not to say that the person, male or female, is expecting you to clean up after them. They might very well come and, clean up after their own stuff, but they might just have a mentality of as soon as they come in the door, fling their shoes off, snatch their wig off, take their clothes off right there at the front door. And you like, that you can't even wait till you get your ass in the bedroom? Like, I'm gonna be seeing that. You know, it's a different set of standards and a lifestyle. Me, I hate dishes in the bedroom. Dishes, any type of kitchen stuff in the bed, I will lose it. I'll be like, really? No eating in the bedroom. No eating in the bedroom. I don't want to trip over shoes at the front door. That's what the bedroom is for. Like I'm very weird that way because that's how I was brought up, old fashioned with my grandmother. My ex-boyfriend wasn't like that. As soon as he came in the door, he want to get naked. He would literally take off his shoes, take off his tie and his shirt. He would go right to the kitchen, open up the kitchen, rummage around, take a carton of juice and just drink the juice, and then go into the bedroom, leave the juice on the nightstand. Like he would just leave a trail of mess everywhere he went. I wasn't okay with that. He Another thing was too his bills. He was not good at paying bills. I didn't know that. He had a lot of money. He made good money, but again, what opened up my eyes, long story short, his laundry service came to deliver his shirts. This is the infamous story. Laundry service came to deliver his shirts for work. The little Asian lady said, "Oh, no more check, no more check." I said, "Oh, okay, no problem." So I paid it. It was $11. I thought the check thing was a company policy. No, come to find out, he bounced the $11 check and they wouldn't take his checks no more. So when he came home and he saw these shirts and he saw that I paid for them, he started cursing me out because I paid for his I paid his bill. And that started a huge argument. And then sure enough, when he left the house, I'm rummaging through his things and I'm finding tons of unpaid bill, final notice, past due. He was like in debt up to his eyeballs. I would have never known that if we wasn't living together. That was a huge deciding factor. Him being messy, him not paying bills, his attitude altogether. No, you can't co-sign to that. And sometimes you're never going to see that until you're under a joint household.
Yeah, yeah, that's true though. You're not gonna know every little detail, especially y'all just going out there, y'all dating, meeting up for coffee, going to the movies. You're not gonna see them, not washing their clothes, them leaving trash everywhere, them taking their shoes off. Like you're not gonna see the small details. So it is, always important just to see, as far as just moving together, just to see how y'all are the first year or two. But at the same time, though, you don't want to be in a situation where y'all are moving in together and it's just a situation shift. It's just a shack up, and there's no goals or intention to be married. Those that want to get married. I'm not saying those who don't want to get married. Some of the ones that do want to get married. There has to be some kind of
Yeah.
end destination of when are you gonna tie the knot? When are we gonna say I do? So you do want to know everything about the person before you I do say I do. But it shouldn't be a situation where it's lingering on 4 to 5 years and he's still undecided, etc. So you just gotta be cautious of that
Yeah.
as well too.
You got to speak that up though. You got to, I mean, with, I think with any living situation, I'm going through that now. I have, I rent a room out of my friend's house because I just moved here to Orlando and I'm uncertain about whether or not I want to stay. But if you're going to have any, if it's going to be any type of living situation with adults, you got to speak up early on and up front what your objectives are in having those adults under the same roof. And that goes for, girlfriend, boyfriend, fiance, friends in like a housemate situation, a parent having an adult child move back in. You got to sit down early on and say, look, what's this going to be? Are we going to be like this for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years? And you got to make it your business to revisit that arrangement. You got to make it your big, because you might sit there and say, okay, yeah, you can stay here for a year, 2 years. And then, until you find a place. And then the person might think they're not supposed to find a place until 364th day when you want them to move out on the 365th day. They'll come back to you like a year later, like, oh, I didn't find a place, but you said until I found a place. No, I said I want you out in a year. That's what you have to be very clear. Are y'all shacking up? Are you getting married? What are you paying rent? Are you 50-50, half and half, man pay, woman pay? You got to speak all that up, because when you don't speak that up, that's when people, their expectations don't be in line with what's going on. And that's where the arguments and the craziness start.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
it's
yeah, that's
starting.
true though. Like I said, y'all gotta be on the same accord. It's important to be evenly yoked. Hannah said, I don't do the shacking, tried it before, but it complicates and puts pressure on both parties to rush things. But shacking and whacking ain't the problem. You should try to get to know each other before even try dating. What's your take on what Hannah said?
You could sit there and date for years. You could date for years. It's not the same as living together. Look at how many times you see people being friends with somebody, and then as soon as they go away on vacation, then they don't want to talk to the joker no more. Why? Because as soon as you are in a space where you have to live with somebody, it's a completely different ball game. It's a completely different ball game when you're in close quarters with each other. You have to share a bathroom, you have to share a living space. maybe share a bed, a bedroom. This person snores. Oh, they fart in their sleep. They're always taking my stuff. They're using my soap. Oh, they leaving hair on my soap. It, you don't see any of that till you live together. You do not see that. And my friend Venantius, hey, shout out to Venantius. He just said that him and his ex-wife, they never lived together when they first got married. And okay, I guess they were together, for 15 years. And that's great, but that ain't the norm. It don't always work, trust me. It don't always work like that. Not even hardly. That was a winning lottery ticket right there. Because I promise you, how many times have you heard chicks being friends for years or dudes being friends for years? They go away for one weekend, 3 whole days. They staying in the same like room together, and then now they at each other's throats and don't ever want to talk to each other again. It's because living in the same space with another person, human being, is on a completely different ball game than when y'all just dating and you're going back to your prospective homes. I'm sorry, it is. There ain't no way anybody else gonna convince me it's not different. It's just different. It's just different.
Yeah, exactly. Because like sometimes you may be you may go to somebody's house, especially y'all talking about y'all living together, and you may have to like walk the dog, you may have to take out the trash, you may have to do stuff you're not used to doing, especially you being just single by yourself, and it's like wow, whoa, I got to do all this, I got to do all this, what you go through every day, a lot of times you're not used to it, a lot of times you don't see that when y'all just dating, y'all just hanging out, having a good time. And then you are right though, when you do have special company, that is the time when you do try to get everything cleaned up. You try to make sure everything is spotless for that one night or one moment, but you don't know how the person living, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, leading up to y'all dates.
I had a situation. It's not even my situation, but years ago in my 20s, one of my female friends, her and her boyfriend were together like ever since high school. And then when they finally got both got full-time jobs, they moved in together. Um it went downhill really fast. Like he basically wanted their crib to be a a a boys den, video games and stereo music. It's like Grand Central Station in her living room all hours of the day and night. She wanted it to be like a proper home where it's a sanctuary and it's decorated nicely and it's quiet. Them two factors ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. She want white furniture and florals everywhere. She want a showroom palace, but he want leather furniture and dudes laying everywhere with their feet up on the coffee table, playing video games on the big screen TV. Yeah, that mess did not last long. I don't even think they made it to the end of their lease. I really don't. Like they just like hated each other's guts before the lease was over. And it really was because being young and being immature, and this is your first living environment, and he want to live like what he thinks is an adult, do what he want. He don't want to clean up and do things like his mom was making him do. But then she, as a young girl or woman, she wanted to have a chance to build a home. And them two, you know, factors are in contrast to each other.
Yeah, yeah, and also too, you may be like I said, you live by yourself, like you maybe just be used to being coddled, like your mom might be used to, doing your clothes, your laundry, etc. But then once y'all move together, it's like, damn, I gotta do all this now. I could
Yes,
rely on
and
my mom, rely on my
that's how he
uncle.
was.
Yeah,
That's exactly how he was. It kind of was funny, like looking back on it now, it's kind of funny, but like he really just kind of had the opinion that I'm an adult and I don't have to clean or do this or do that. yeah, you don't have to, but it still has to be done. And you think like the other person gonna do it, she ain't gonna do it because she gotta work full time too. Like you can't put all the house chores of two people on one person. Like you can't do that. You
Yeah, that's
can't
what I'm
because
saying. Not,
especially if you both working full time, like it's just gonna become unfair. So yeah, their situation didn't last long.
but yeah, nowadays, you want the man to sit there and work 8, 10 hours a day. She working 8, 10 hours a day. Come home, she's expected to cook, clean, still, do laundry, still, make lunch, make dinner for the next morning. He just gonna, work 8 hours, come home, watch ESPN, watch Sports Center. And that's it. Like he ain't
Yeah.
got no kind of cleaning. That's your job. You're supposed to handle the housework, etc. But she's out there working too, so that's your job to help out.
Yeah. We only get each person only get 24 hours in a day, and your 24 hours is no better than mine and vice versa. So we got to figure out, if we're in a shared living space, we got to figure out a way to get stuff done but make it even so that everybody's happy. Cuz if you got one person that's always working, another person that's always slacking off, that's just never going to end well. It's just never ever ever going to end well. At some point, if even if you are the slacker, you have to at some point get up off your hind parts and say, look, I'm a handle this. I'll do this. I'll do the laundry. I'll do the dishes tonight. I'll cook. Leave this to me. I'll do it. Just to keep the peace in the house. Because if it's always one person working and the other person always playing, it never ends well. You got to
Yeah,
be
like I said, y'all
respectful of
supposed to
people's
be
time.
like I say, y'all supposed to be teammates. She may cook the food, but you wash the dishes. Like I said, it's all about having teamwork, have that communication. That y'all are a team and not just like individuals living in the household.
I think a lot of I think a lot of people, especially women, I think a lot of women get worried that if they agree to live with a guy before moving in, well, should I say, if you agree to move in with a guy and live with him before you get married, then you'll never get married. And what I would say to that girl, if she was my friend, I would say, again, if I was talking to a girlfriend, Venantius, you tell the truth because you know how I do. I would say to that girl, I would say, sis, you better have in your mind when your end date is going to be. Are you going to stay here to the end of the lease? And then, then you discuss, if what the wedding situation is going to be, or are you going to commit to this for 2 years? Or are you going to commit to this for 3 years? Don't be coming at me 7 years down the road. Oh, he still ain't made a date. Every time I talk wet and he got to go somewhere. Cause I'm gonna be like, yo, you playing yourself. Why you just, if people want to say ultimatums don't work, okay, fine. But at the end of the day, even if you don't open up your mouth and say nothing, that shit ain't working. Why not? If you say people say ultimatums don't work, throw down your cards and say, look, I'm not doing this forever. You said up front, we were only going to do this for a year. We have done this for a year. Now what's going on? If dude or female, because women do it too, if the other person don't want to commit and seal the deal, then cancel that whole situation and move on. Don't waste no time in your life with a joker who, after a year, still can't figure out if they ready to seal the deal, or 2 years, or whatever you decide, whatever they decide. Cancel it and keep it moving, because people will string you along forever.
Yeah, like I said, it all depends on your core values, your core need. That's why it's important to be evenly yoked. And but a lot of times though, like I said, a man he knows whether you're his wife or not. Like a lot of times we know whether or not you're just a woman he just having sex with, he enjoys company with, he just wanna have sex with, he enjoys going to movies. A lot of dudes they know, but it's on a woman to be
True.
like, hey, I'm worth more than just that, and I have to keep begging you to, to put a ring on my finger. Then I'm not your wife. I'm not the person that's designed. I'm not your soulmate. You have to sit there and wait 4 or 5 years. I'm still begging you, hey, when are we gonna get married? Like the woman usually initiating it, that's when it really is not gonna get down. The man gonna really be like, you know what? Yeah, let's do this, let's do that. He gonna take initiative, like, hey, let's get married. I'm not gonna be trying to string you along 4 to 5 years. But a lot of women, you gotta have the self respect, self love to walk away with a situation like that.
I can't, I mean, as much as I might be like, independent woman or whatever, I'm also very traditional in regards to, I do believe in getting married and then having kids like that. People who have kids before all of that, if you sit there, you do all that, and then don't want to get married, that's a separate conversation unto itself. I personally wouldn't do it. I don't personally believe in kids out of wedlock. But in regards to just this topic of living together, before you get married, I would kind of almost want to expect it to be mandatory. Nah, you gotta try the shoes on before you leave the shoe store.
Exactly, because the worst situation would be y'all get married. Now all of a sudden, now you find out all these red flags. Like, damn, did I really sign up for all this? It's the same thing when people talk about having sex. It's like, how are you? You want to wait to have sex, and then what about the sex isn't good? So it all depends on each other's core values and their core needs. So you always have to see what best works for you. Like you said, your friend that worked for her, worked for a lot of guys too, but you got you what not gonna work for you, depending on your core values, etc. Uh-oh, we lost connect. We lost connection. Joe, tell yourself spending the rest of your life with someone should not be a problem with just getting married. Yeah, that's true. Like I say, I'll say don't take more than 2 years to know if that's your soulmate or not. Back on, she got disconnected. Hold on, everybody.
Okay, sorry about that.
All right, welcome back.
Um, Sorry. Yeah, thanks. Um, yeah, and again, from my personal perspective, I can't speak to the religious people because I know a lot of people would want to say, "Oh, well, the Bible this, the Bible that," but I mean, I'm sorry, we ain't really living in the Bible days. Like, I mean, it's good to have a good moral compass, and it's great to, not kill people and lie and steal and bestiality and all that. That's great. But we don't necessarily live in the same type of environment that was discussed in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't live in a world where there's no birth control. So you can't be having a woman to your tent and getting to know her, because then if she pops up pregnant, you don't know if the baby is yours or Mohab's and all that shit. I mean, no. Them rules don't apply. They don't apply. But you can still be a good, decent person and have some level of morals and morality to you without necessarily following it to the letter. You can't speak for yeah, that exactly. I just said that. It's not part of my ministry, so I'm not here to say what's good and bad in regards to the Bible, and you need to do all that. Bible people, you do what you want to do. That's you. It ain't part of my ministry. That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that historically, a lot of people nowadays admit that they benefited from the fact that they lived together with their spouse for a short, even just for a short period of time before they officially sealed the deal. That is just a simple fact. I have never heard anybody say after getting married, you know what? I don't think we should have lived together. We should have just gone on and got married. That was such a waste of time. I ain't never heard nobody say that. I've never heard anybody say that. So with that being said, just go ahead and just do it. Like go ahead and just, you know, get that shacking up period, marriage with training wheels period over before you go on and seal the deal. No, if somebody bought a car without test driving it, you call them an idiot. If somebody bought a house without a home inspection, you call them an idiot. But somehow somebody you get married without living together, oh, then you call that a Christian. Oh, well,
Nah, like I said, I ain't here
oh.
to knock nobody's standards, your core values, but for me, they got to live together. They got to see how we're compatible within the household, paying bills, living each other, your habits, bad habits, your good habits. So that's always important, just for me personally. But like I said, everybody's entitled to how they want to view and live their life. But I know for me that I have to at least see we're compatible as far as living together. But that ain't gonna be something where we're living together 4 or 5 years, then I'll be like, hey, I can tell this is my life. This is not within the next 1.5 years, maybe 3 to 6 months of living together. So, you know, peaches on the.
All right, well, I need to go because the rain is getting real bad and it's starting to lighten. I'm getting scared.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope you. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Okay, thanks a lot though. All right,
All right.
bye.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
Bye. Bye.
Purpose says that only God can judge. Give her a test drive 1 month. Okay. Yeah, let me read some of these comments before I head on out. Um, Bessie has been living with her boyfriend for 21 years, 22 kids together, and he has no intention of marrying her. And I get tired of hearing them complain about it. I just don't know what to tell her. No, you gotta tell her to let go because that's too long. Don't let other man sit there and string you along. Like I said, he knows when you're his wife, you're his soulmate within the next year and a half, 2 years top. So don't put yourself through that situation. What else we got? Sonny said, I learned from my mother as far as she was doing in the household. All I did was help the ex. If she not home, do the dishes, separate the clothing, prep the meals, etc. Yeah, I mean, I do agree with you on that. But you have to have somebody. You find somebody that's work within your standards and your core values that make sure that y'all are evenly yoked and wants that. Joe said, I never lived with my husband. I can't um, exist this way. Hold on 1 second. Uh, living together but enough to call a quiet. Okay. She's she put her past in the trash. She's no good. Yeah, what I'm saying. There's some things that you just have to focus and realize when you are living together with somebody to see if it's no good or is it or maybe a deal breaker. So you all have to be cautious of whoever you choose to be with. But yeah, though that's all I got to say for today. Thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure y'all check me out on YouTube. Everything Thoughts JC. Make sure y'all share this video and thank everybody for tuning in. Anybody, any kind of questions, any kind of questions you want me to answer, let me know. And anybody want to be a guest for me, let me know, and I'll bring you on. So thank everybody for tuning in. Y'all have a blessed night. Peace.